I knew I should have took my wrap off for this one. Uh-oh. Boom! Biggin'.
Dude.
He's coming out of here with a top 20, it looks like.
Alright, welcome back, Lube Tubers, for stop 2 of the Bassmaster Opens Elite Qualifiers on Toledo Bend this time. We're back up north, was down in Texas for a few days, and yeah, had a real good time. Never fished a tournament down there before. And I mean, it's Texas, it's the land of the big bass, so I don't really talk to the camera when I'm down here. I'm playing for keeps, and I'm not there to make a lube tube video, but had the camera rolling and captured plenty of things. I'll kind of just walk you through how it went down there, things that happened, how everything went down, and yeah, stick around. Hope you'll learn something, or at least have a few chuckles. Choke yo.
Choke yo.
You can tell, like,
there you go, carp daddy. Oh, yeah?
No.
Dude.
It's all good, man. That's a big one. Tokyo, baby. So you'll see we're starting off pitch black. That's how it is at these opens. You're not sleeping in till 8 o'clock before you go fishing. It's dark to dark. You hear it all the time. Lots of people actually don't do it. They just say dark to dark, but you're legally allowed to fish half an hour before daylight to half an hour after, and I make it a point to use every possible minute I can on the water, majorly because I have zero experience on these lakes, and I need every second I can get. I literally had been ice fishing for a month before this, so I need to get casting and everything like that. And I had some co-anglers with me this week. I had a buddy, Devin Gurniak from Manitoba, drive down with me. Super helpful. He drove all night. It was an unreal move, and never caught a bass before, and did some bass. And we went to Sam Rayburn before, and he kind of, I think he maybe had caught one bass before that, but we did a little tournament and got a taste of victory there, and just against our roommates. But yeah, had him down in the tournament. He's fishing as a co-angler. And then I had an Australian guy that Gussie met on the Barramundi tour when he was in Australia last fall, so he hopped in too, super keen. Also never really been bass fishing before, so
smoke it out.
He's been here for 5 minutes. He's already burning the house down, Mort.
Oh man,
we use barbecues here, bud. Had an interesting boat with co-anglers this week, but lots of laughs, and you'll see this just kind of the regular conversation with the Aussie here.
Burn that battery up, son.
Oh, this other creek around the corner actually has a drain in it. Let's go to that.
Yep. Yeah, same thing.
Tosser. Okay.
Yeah. So he's just like, it's pretty funny because he's getting on the piss, but he's just a bit of a tosser anyway. But you got to say it like tosser, like
Tosa.
with an A on the end.
Tosa.
Is that a dead bird? Oh, it's a crappie.
Where?
Just there.
Oh, yeah. Dinner.
Dinner. Oh, dang.
What's like the worst thing you can call someone?
Alright.
Come on.
If you call someone like buddy or champ, it's like you're talking down to them.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's like, how you going, buddy?
Really?
Yeah. If someone calls me buddy, I usually call them champ or vice versa. It's so funny, eh? It's so funny because it's just normal to me. Got him.
Straight open too, dude.
Yeah?
Like right into the post.
Dude! That's another good one. That's a serious one.
boy. That's a big one.
Got him?
Giant. Smelt later. That's that bass. Mother's milk, baby.
Surely get a photo of that. That's massive. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Boom! Biggin.
Dude, that ain't moving.
Texas-sized stud.
Don't lose him. Oh.
Boats coming too. And you'll see from the clips there that I did a little bit of deep fishing with the moping rig, the Smeltinator. Caught him actually pretty good on Rayburn on it, and I thought I was really going to be able to light him up on Toledo, but it really didn't happen. There are a few places you could catch him on it, but it wasn't the primary deal. Locking into the Carolina rig, the chatterbait, and the football jig were ended up being the answer for me. But I know a few people caught him. I think Matt Rydberg caught a big one on it on the co-angler side, but I was forcing the program hard and did catch some nice ones on it. So you'll see. And then we got into these shallow backwaters, and man, these lakes are just so overwhelming. You can see the bank, there's unlimited targets, and you only have a couple days to pre-fish, and it's just a wild thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I had like 12 pounds today, probably.
I think I probably had 12 pounds today.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go.
Ooh, we got toad, don't you?
Come on, baby. Yeah, she ain't that big.
Oh, damn.
It's a bite though. One single bite.
On that, dude.
That's all right.
We'll take her. Yeah, sure.
Micro.
Came back, got it. Oh yeah, it's a pig, man.
We're gonna have to come back here.
Yeah. I can't. This is hard. You want to help. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. There you go, buffalo. My hands on you.
Oh yeah, baby. Now we back in it, baby. Oh, just like that. Oh my God. Yes, please. That old 3/4 E-man foosball jig. Oh, I've been waiting for that one, buddy.
Yeah, look. I done got a spot too. I tell you, every bass is free to bid.
And he hit it, I missed. Get off my program, boy. I knew I should have took my wrap off for this one. There we go.
Watch your line.
Good one.
Running like a striker. Oh shit, dude.
Got him. Boom, baby.
See, that was spawned out. That was a big old fish, dude.
Golly. Oh.
He was out of the field there. There's another good one in the yeah. Oh, yeah. Not quite as big as I thought. Hang on, man.
got you. I got you, baby. Golly.
You got a sack now.
We're working on it.
Jamie Bruce. Saw Jamie on Bass Track today. I think Jamie had a good start. Let's see what we can get for you. 5 in the bag. He's an EQ angler coming to you from Canada. 5 fish. Worth 20 pounds and 13 ounces all the way up to 4th place for this Ontario angler. Team Canada, we just had our first Canadian win the Bassmaster Classic. We got several more coming after Gussie. And Jamie is in 4th right now with 20 pounds and 13 ounces. All right, Jamie, not a bad start. You ever been here before?
No, this is 25 hours straight south from my house. All my friends and family are back home ice fishing. Good to be down here. And I'll tell you, I fished with that Australian guy all week, and he doesn't speak English real well, so he's got a really good southern accent, though, from watching Bassmaster. So we've been talking like it all week, and when those big ones bit today, there was some golly, boy. That was going on.
That was fun. Nice job. You're all the way into 4th place. Still ice fishing. That's just hard to understand right now.
This outdoor content has been brought to you in part by Nordic Point Lodge. Located in northwestern Ontario, Nordic Point Lodge offers some of the finest fishing Canada has to offer. Whether you're looking for a family-friendly getaway or a corporate retreat, Nordic Point Lodge has you covered. They offer a luxury outdoor experience with 5-star service. Check out the description below for more information. So that was day 1. It started off pretty terrible. I actually started on a shallow shad spawn with a spinnerbait and a fluke. I was like, oh, I'll just catch a quick limit. Never caught a fish. And, that was like my whole backup plan. But I was just trying to be smart, catch a limit. And then I knew these big ones were going to take a long time for me to catch. I didn't have them dialed in. I could just kind of mill around and catch one every few hours if I was lucky. So ended up having to go down to the big fish area without a limit at all. Never caught my first bass until 10:30. Caught one on a chatterbait you saw, and I caught another keeper on a chatterbait. And then I got around those big ones a little bit better. Blasted 6, 7, and 1. It was hard to tell. It was super skinny and long. I have a tough time judging these fish. I called it 21 pounds on the bass track. I thought I was being conservative, and they ended up weighing 20 pounds, 13 ounces. So it's actually 3 ounces heavy, which is a little bit embarrassing, but still happy with the outcome. You'll see I was yelling at Milliken a bit. I actually saw him in the afternoon. He was on the same program I was on those main lake clay points. He was fishing different ones than me, and he was fishing them differently. I know he caught some Carolina rigging, but he was wailing on him on that big glide bait. Like, I don't even have one of those. I bought one off Brad the night before the second day, but that was just out of my league. And man, he had a big flotilla around him, and yeah, he ended up winning the tournament. Spoiler alert. I put this in the whatever title, but it's clickbait. Like, I love the guy. I'm a big fan. Always chirp with him when I see him, and I saw him out there with the flotilla. He caught a big one in front of me early. I caught one in front of him, and it was just cool to see the flotilla. It was like a classic out there. Then he comes in with 29 pounds on the first day, and it was just like, yeah, pretty much embarrassed the rest of the field, won by 10 pounds over the course of the tournament. But yeah, I mean, I was, at first I was like, found like the winning zone, and it didn't work out. But then I was like, well, there are at least 100 of the 225 boat field tried some of this stuff and didn't catch them. So I didn't really feel bad about that. At least I got half of the recipe dialed in. I think I should have milked the Carolina rig a little bit more, but I just fell in love with that cross-eyes football jig. Using the 3/4 ounce one was helpful to me, because I could just like really rock it around that down there and get a reaction bite once in a while instead of just dredging. One big key though, and you'll see, I'll play it again. You'll see my co-angler on this second big fish didn't go, like, he was a nice guy and everything, but he didn't get out of the way when I had a big one on. He still had his cast out. He had plenty of time to move it, didn't move it, but whatever, it happens. You get fired up, and I had to run around to the other side of the boat because this thing took off like a tuna. And all those lines wrapped in my rod. I had to like pass the rod around them, and it's not looking good. You'll see I had one hand on the blank, and the fish took a run under the boat. That's usually when you want to hit the spool on your bait caster, and if you don't, you lose the fish. Even still, it's a really dangerous maneuver. Obviously I had one hand, couldn't hit the spool, and got really lucky that I was using this Inception Slide G2. Very rarely do you hear it where a reel actually saves you a fish, but that is what happened in this case. Have this click drag. You hear that? It's a lot like a spinning rod. It's a lot more smooth than typical bait caster drag. Oftentimes bait caster drag just means locking it down and using 20-pound fluoro and running the stretch. But if I didn't have that drag, when that big fish made that big run, it would have been all over. So just something to keep in mind. I think they're going to start putting it on a lot more of their reels. This is the Inception Slide G2, the new G-Man reel, the Inception G2, the red and black one. It's got the click drag as well. You know, was really helpful, and without that big one, which was probably around a 7-pounder, I would have been real screwed. So yeah. Anyway, we'll hop into day 2 here. There we go.
Oh, that's a good one. Come back to you. Come here, baby.
Come here, dude. Come here, baby. Come on now. Get your big butt in here. Got you. Nice.
Be on that board, baby.
Nice.
Woo. About time.
Nicely done. Look at that. We're gonna take a picture of it. Nice.
Deal.
Gotta keep.
Get him to the damn boat.
Nice. Is it a medium?
Pretty much in panic mode now, just looking for similar stuff. It's all dried up from yesterday, so I messed up on my bass track. I added it to yesterday, so assuming that's why you guys are here. I have a 5 1/4 and a 2 1/2, and that's it. We're gonna go try the mouth of that housing around the corner. Just gonna hit one point, one that lays out similar, and then we're gonna come back around to where the flotilla is. Milliken had about 15 boats following him. Yeah, looked like the damn classic out here.
Yeah, we were one of them for a while. We probably got more now.
When I saw him yesterday, he was throwing a glide bait the size of my giraffe. So this was at about 2:30 on day 2. I had one about 5 1/4, 5 1/2 pounder, good one. I caught him early, and then one around 3 pounds. So I had about 8 1/2 pounds, maybe even a little bit less, combined with my under 21 on the first day. It would have put me around 39 and change out of check range. So at 2:30, I had to give up on the big fish zone. Like, hey, you're not gonna win this tournament. I saw the boats around Milliken. I knew he was smashing them again. And it's one of those things where you really have to swallow your pride and go try to catch a small fish. So I had until 5:05 to weigh in. At 2:30, I jammed out 2 hours and 35 minutes to catch 3 little bass is all I needed to do to make sure that I got $4 grand. That is the difference between getting a check or not. If I would have just had what I had, then I would have missed for sure. I would have lost a ton of points, and man, I hopped up and went shallow, and the water had dropped a little, and I just wasn't feeling it.
You know, my spinnerbait casts were off. You got to be dialed in when you're like casting spinnerbaits down shallow, skipping them under cypress trees and everything like that. And I got dialed a couple times in practice, but after 2 days of fishing out deep, I kind of lost it. And I couldn't really do that effectively. Had a few other areas by the house we were staying at, which was on the water. We were launching there every day, luckily, and wheeled up on one spot, and I caught, you know, one like maybe a 2 1/4 or 2 1/2, and then one keeper, and that was like, that vaulted me from 50th to 18th. Still didn't have a limit that day, but I really feel like that was a good save, and something I probably wouldn't have done 4 or 5 years ago. I would have been too stubborn, too stupid, you know, and a lot of those spots I found, like, while a lot of people were still in bed. Like I said, they were in the bay we were staying in, and for that little bit of extra time you have every day, just you know, taking full advantage of that and having backup plans like that. I wish I would have had some more backup plans, but I'm glad I had that one. Finished up 18th, climbed up to the 30s in overall out of 175 that are fishing all 9. Top 9 qualify, so that is where you want to be. You're, you know, right back in it, right back in the mix. I was down in 86 after the first one, which was, you know, middle of the pack. Hopefully keep it rolling, and I'm looking forward to the next one. It hasn't been a dream season. I'll be honest, when I signed up for these back in the fall, a lot of things changed since, and I don't know that I would have committed again. So you know, I was already all in on sponsors and on paying deposits and everything, so I really was handcuffed to it. But I'm glad I'm in it now. I'm starting to feel it again. I've got my confidence back. I've now fished 4 Bassmaster Opens and have 3 top 20s, so I know I can do it. You know, after that 100th that you follow, you kind of get beat down a little bit, but look back through the stats and you know, I don't want to be arrogant or cocky or anything. I just want to know I have the ability and yeah, hopefully keep it rolling and get one of those top 9 spots to make the Bassmaster Elite Series next year. We had Milliken on the other night. Had a really good chat with him. Super down to earth guy, really good angler, doing big things. Totally blew out this tournament, almost set a new Opens tournament record. Good guy, can take a chirp, can give a chirp. He'll kick back with you, and you know, one of those guys that you want representing the sport. So congratulations again, bud, and we'll see you guys the next one.